Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin yesterday obviously had this small sell-off. I should say small sell-off because literally not much happened. And if we zoom out, Bitcoin really spent most of the time just in sideways consolidation. So we haven't even taken out the low that was formed early in December. So it's literally, there's no need to panic, no reason to panic. And we are still far away from the important and critical support level that I mentioned already weeks ago, which is at $34,060. We are not even close to that support level. So that's very important to understand. We are still tracking two scenarios. That makes it quite easy because it starts to get complicated when you have three or more, but we have only two, which is quite good. In the first scenario, which is the white count, we should see a more direct pathway to the upside, two all-time highs in this accelerated bullish wave count. We can follow that until the first support levels break. What happens if the first support levels break? Well, then we are falling back in a B wave pullback into the lower green support area before we can carry on with the trend to the upside. We are dealing therefore with two scenarios. One is accelerated bullish, the other one is bullish and allows for a deeper pullback. That is very much in line with typically historically the halving cycles, but just because something happened in the past, it doesn't really need to happen again. But the only way to really say that it's going to happen or not without guessing is to watch for the support levels to break or not. So the fact that we have two scenarios and one scenario only allows for a shallow pullback, which is the white scenario, allows us to really track nicely the relevant support levels. And once the support level starts to crack, that is when we can start to follow the yellow B wave pullback. The yellow B wave pullback would be a scenario in which we say, okay, let's say we make one more high. That would be the expectation, by the way, in both scenarios. And I have to change my expectation below 34,060. But as long as this support level is holding, I would argue that we can get one more high in both waves 3 and A before we then look at a pullback in either wave 4 or B. There will be, after that one more high, a very clear support level that I can put onto the chart. Once that breaks, we're looking at a deeper B wave pullback. So that's sort of the situation here. But very important is that also this deeper B wave pullback scenario should send us after a deeper pullback to basically new all-time highs. It might just be a little bit more of a bumpy ride because the white wave count allows for quite an aggressive bullish scenario. Now, as I said, it's typically a deeper pullback before the halving is aligned with what crypto did in the past. Just because something happened a few times before, however, it doesn't mean it will happen again. There's no guarantee, and it's not enough really for a strategy, in my opinion. If someone bets on that scenario and then suddenly sells everything up here in hope a B wave pullback would occur and it doesn't occur, that person will be left on the sidelines. The only way, in my opinion, to prepare for it is to, maybe, take some partial profits along the way, have some cash ready for an opportunity like this. Should it occur, we can only really prepare. And then when you're prepared and there's an opportunity, you can make some nice money with it. That means acting on it if there is a deeper sell-off. I think there is no other way to really prepare for it. So there's no guarantee, and just because something happened a few times, we only had a few halving cycles, it's not enough for a really good strategy that's based on statistics. No, it's not. So that's just my view here. Overall, therefore, bullish, and it would really take a break below the green support level, which is currently at 19,560, to suggest that we're back in a bear market. So we're far away from that. Now let's jump to the 15-minute, actually 1 hour chart first. 1 hour chart, we are dealing here with this wave 4 structure still. What's the expectation here on this time frame? Yep, also two scenarios, but my primary scenario would be for one more low. So far the forecast here has been followed. We wanted to see an A wave. From the beginning of December, we wanted to see the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave. I explained to you, it's difficult to say how exactly they are going to form. It's difficult to say how they exactly play out because B waves can overshoot and they can literally extend, they can form triangles, all sorts of different patterns. So I warned you it would be a bit of a difficult wave 4. Then we saw that fake breakout there to the upside, which I have labeled as wave B, high B wave, which I've never taken off the chart. But yeah, the situation was it just did lead to basically this kind of fake out scenario, which is very much in line with the idea that a wave 4 can very often form these fake outs. It's just these high B waves are quite common, especially in crypto. That's why I warned about them. You can't really predict them, but you can prepare for them. And then we've got this C wave down now that we already thought we might see here. But that's essentially what we wanted to see, how, you know, and how this B wave unfolded, all the other structures. It's just noise. But ultimately, for a completed wave 4, we want to see the 3 waves, A, B, C. So I'm quite glad it's going that way. And yeah, I mean, in this scenario, A, B, C, the C wave ideally gets one more low. We could have bottomed, then it would be a W, X, Y structure, but I haven't got the evidence for that. Would need to it takes a break above certain levels, especially 45,590 to confirm that a low is already in. But WXY patterns have become a little less common in crypto. Otherwise, you know, in 2020, 2021, I've been analyzing the crypto market for many years now, and you know, WXY structures have been much more common than they are now. So that's a bit of a change this year that we haven't. Well, that's something new, but not so important. I mean, it's good because the ABC structures are typically easier to spot and more reliable. So anyway, in a C wave, the move down obviously has 5 waves in wave C, and in a WXY, the Y wave would only have 3, which makes it so difficult. But now let's zoom in to the shorter time frame. By the way, before we do that, support, as I said, is roundabout down there at 34K, but we have an additional area to watch, which we specified based on the internals of this correction. We take the length of the A wave, compare it with C, and we get this area, and the price already reacted to it. It's between $41,233 and $38,580. So we need to pay attention to that. And then looking at the shorter time frame, we're dealing here with a situation in which, yeah, one more low seems to be ideal. We have a 1, 2, 3. This could be a wave 4 triangle. These can often change into different patterns, but that's my current idea. And then one more low in wave 5. Yeah, so that means either we've bottomed already, but the last rally was in 3 waves, so I don't believe it yet. Yeah, or we get obviously one more low, and then we have to watch for a bottoming structure. The thing is, as soon as we have a impulse to the upside, then we can talk about, okay, we've bottomed. At the moment, still watching for one more low. This idea here, this triangle, will be invalidated with a move above $43,610, $620, this A wave high. That doesn't mean it's necessarily bullish, but it means something is changing here. So ideally in this triangle, we're either breaking down directly or might get that DE and then come down. We'll see if that happens today, but a break above the red line means we have to change something. But only the only really the microstructure will change on this chart then. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.